Welcome everybody, my name is Mr. Llama, and this is AHGL's week number 5. It's going to be Zynga, the red Zergs, Preposterous, down in the bottom left-hand corner, going up against GREE's Johnny LML. So GREE is 0-4 so far. I think if they win today, that'll put them at 1-4, and they can still have a chance at a wild card. So I do not think that they're out. They're out of automatically being able to qualify for the playoffs, but they can still get that wild card spot if they win on out. I think straight from here, win every single match. Zynga, on the other hand, who was a runner-up season 1, and I think did pretty well season 2, is surprisingly 1-3 so far. So we're gonna have to see if they can catch up. They're going to need to start winning some of these matches here. And then I think if they'll be able to end up with a positive record and should be able to make it in the playoffs if they're able to win, though. So I mean, they still have a lot ahead of them, and you know they were off to a shaky start right there. Once again, I do want to apologize that my co-caster Laughing Man is not here. I mean, it is just, I'm not even going to make any more promises about when he can get here. 13 pool coming down, by the way. I don't even want to make any more promises about when he can get here. As I said, he is moving to America, and that whole process is just so tolling. And so he's living in his mom's house right now because he's like in transition. He got rid of his house, went to his mom's house. She doesn't have internet, and now he's trying to make his way over and stuff. And it's just taken a lot of time and just being very difficult right now. So that's what's going on with him, and we'll see when he gets back. You know what, we'll be happy when he does, but for now I'm just gonna have to go ahead and take this casting on myself, and then we'll see whenever we can get him back. So it looks like we will be opening up with a 15 hatch right here. Not going to get blocked by this probe. He was unfortunately running around in the base a little too long. Gate expand does come out here for Johnny LML, so not going to be opening up with any sort of forge fast expand. This map can be a little difficult to hold that with, and I guess you'd have to kind of wall it in with the Nexus, because if you try and wall right here, the Zerglings can just run up over on this side of the map. So it's really tough. You have to get a double wall, so your best bet would probably be Nexus and then wall it in to this ramp, kind of like you do on Antigua's Shipyard sometimes. Cybernetics core does finish up. We do have double gas that's gone down here for Johnny LML. We'll see if he's going to be pumping out a sentry maybe after this, going for a sentry expand, or maybe he'll try and be a little more aggressive, as there is a proxy Stargate, which I just noticed right now. So Johnny LML going for that proxy Stargate right there. I was like, why is he getting so much gas and no tech so far? Yeah, that right there is the reason why. Gas, though, has finished up here for Preposterous, so we'll see what exactly he's going to be doing with that. If he's going to go for maybe a fast speed, or maybe a fast lair or something. I don't know. It's hard to swarm. There's a lot of things that you could do, and maybe he'll try and get out some early Hydras, which could counter this. I don't know. Still something to kind of wait and see. This Overlord right here in a good position to go ahead and scout in the future, and there is no anti-air for Johnny LML right now, so he's just kind of chilling right here, and trying to pump out this Void Ray as fast as he can, which should be able to get in there. And Void Rays are pretty good units, but there are 2 queens. There's no creep in between there to separate them, so that's not going to be helpful for Preposterous, and we'll have to see if Johnny LML can get in there with those Void Rays quick enough. This Overlord's coming in for a scout, and he sees absolutely nothing. At this point, I feel like you have to assume there's a proxy when you scout the entire base and say, well, I only see, what, 2 pylons and nothing else. So is there going to be a second Void Ray? I think that's what he's like spamming right now. Yep, there we go. So he's going to make that second Void Ray. This Ling right here has done 400 damage so far to this gateway, and that Zealot's not interested in like going out there. He could go out there and swipe him. Okay, there we go. Gonna get a Stalker on the way. So the Stalker won't be able to chase that Overlord out, though. And Spore Crawler's already going up right here. So beautifully done by Preposterous. He's saying, alright, I scouted your entire base. I saw nothing. This says proxy to me, and you know what? It's usually a proxy Stargate. I don't know if people who proxy a Robo too often. I mean, I see that more in PvT, stuff like that. So Johnny gonna get in here with these Void Rays, and should be able to pick off a few drones, do a little bit of damage. Needs to be careful of the Spore Crawler, though. And could they actually take that down? They might have been able to. He needs to move out of the way, though, of the Spore Crawlers. And now these Queens are going to force back these Void Rays. And that's no fun. And what do we see out Preposterous? He has just massed up Lings and is sending them over to his opponent's base, who only has one gateway, mind you that. So, going to be very tough to hold. He's going to warp in a Sentry right here. Probably a good idea. Definitely wants to be able to force field off. And still, though, oh, the Lynx actually snuck around right there. So this Zealot's going to fall, and the Stalker needs to move into position. Not going to happen. That force field not blocking out enough units right there. And this could be bad. 3 Void Rays on the way back to help out. But, I mean, we see Johnny LML in a very, very, very tough position. He's already supply blocked. His probes are in danger. He's going to be losing his Cybernetics core, it looks like, possibly. These Void Rays will not be able to pick it off in time, and he's just pumping out Void Rays and trying to do whatever he can with those. And more Spore Crawlers going down. I mean, it definitely looks like we're going to probably see a Preposterous win. He will be able to force out all of those Lings, but did he lose all of his probes? I think he... Where are his probes? Yeah, he did. He's down to 4 probes. Oh, 3 probes. Maybe 2 probes. 2 probes. 1 probe. So he is at 1 probe. Gonna be chronoing out a couple more there. And 4 Void Rays and a Mothership core. So he still has a lot of supply because of all of the Void Rays and stuff. But, I mean, there's extra Queens. There's Spore Crawlers down. Preposterous is feeling pretty good at this point. Probably gonna start working now towards some sort of lair tech. Get some anti-air so he can finally just head over there and finish his opponent off. Of course, he could just mass up Lings again, because there's no wall, there's no units there to defend it. Just this 1 Void Ray, actually. So these 3 Voids going to try and get in here and do some serious damage. They are going to use their little charge ability right there, Prismatic Alignment, and just charge forward. And wow, those actually take out Spore Crawlers pretty quickly. So I'm surprised he wasn't doing that before. And he's going to be forced to back off, though, as there are 5 Queens right there and 1 Void Ray. So close to falling down to 20 health. So Johnny LML in a very tough situation. I don't think he can take on Spore Crawlers and 5 Queens, especially when you have Transfuse on 2 of them. 3 of them, actually. That'll make it very hard. So now he's just going to move around the map and try and pick off all these Overlords. Lair Tech underway here for Preposterous. Johnny LML just trying to get these probes up. Only at 20 minerals now, but he's got 5 probes. So, of course, the more... Oh, 6 probes. There you go. The more of those that you can get, the better. Throws a Cybernetics core down. Wants to get back up into this game. Going to be very tough. Not completely impossible because he has these Void Rays. If he could just... Maybe he can get lucky and pick off enough things. That could work. Could be very helpful. But, of course, when you're down 50-8... you're in a tough situation, right? So you never want to call a game, but this is one of those situations where you're like, yeah, it's pretty close. Gonna try and take out a Queen. Not going to happen right there. And here comes the mass of Queens to force back these Void Rays. And will they be able to pick it off? No. Going to get that one down to 16, though. So 2 very hurt Void Rays now. And some Lynx now just going to stroll on over. There is a Sentry here that will be able to force field these out if he sees them coming. The thing is, he's going to have his mouse basically in his screen all over this because he doesn't see them until right now. The Overlord going to act as a magnet, baiting them out. And almost lets all of those Lings in. The Void Ray and Sentry need to get over there, though, to do some damage, as there are a lot more Lings on the way. These Void Rays trying to pick them off left and right here. And they are going to be able to almost get into the base. Oh, they will. That pylon was not a full block. So now the Lings going to stream in yet again. These poor probes are so sick and tired of being destroyed. And the Lings are undecided where they're going, so a lot of damage being done by all of these air units. There's so many things attacking these Lings here. They're trying to do whatever damage they can. Going to be able to kill off a few more workers. They have 24 in total there. But I feel like that was defended decently well. He kept a majority of his probes, actually, and now he can continue to probe up yet again. 57-11. And a Nidus Worm going down on the map, though. Why do you go for a Nidus? Is he just going to move all his Queens over there? Maybe. He'll just like move his Queens and then some Hydras as well. He has 11 Hydras on the way. That's going to make it extremely difficult to defend. Nothing quite in this Nidus Worm yet, but I'm imagining he'll start moving some things over there pretty soon. At least the Hydras will be getting in there. And once these Hydras get out, I I don't think we're going to be able to see much out of Johnny LML here. As, yeah, 4 Void Rays versus a bunch of Hydras, not the best. And a couple Overseers moving over there as well. I'm not sure why he has Overseers. Oh, Johnny ML's not even going to wait to fight it. So game number 1 goes to Zynga right there. Definitely something that they wanted to see because they want to start gathering those wins to move themselves into a good playoff position. But you know what? It's just 1-0. There's still at least 2 more games minimum left. So we will head on over into game number 2. And I'll see you guys there.